My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody that you were fated to meet. You may have recently met this person, or you may be about to meet them, but this is someone that you are going to share wisdom or have like a wisdom exchange with. And we also have the intimacy card. So for many of you, this is a romantic connection. It could mean that you actually have a romantic partner that you may be drawn to form a business partnership with as well. You might have very similar goals in mind in terms of what you'd like to accomplish. But more than anything, it feels to me like this is somebody that you have been waiting to encounter or hoping you would encounter. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of Winchanta. And I hope you're having a good day so far. If you would like a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. I also offer memberships if you would like additional content. Hello there. How's it going, James? Is that Ruben? You tell me. Hello, Famous Seamus. How's it going? Hello, Key Controller. What's going on? All right, what should we use? We'll go with the Pulp Tarot. Let's see what else we've got. What's going on, David? I hope you're having a good day. All right, so we've got the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So this is a reading for someone who has been more focused on financial stability or career goals, perhaps even education or certifications. This has been the focus, right? With the love stuff, you're like, yeah, if it happens, cool, but like, I'm not going to be out here like trying to meet everybody every night, right? I am, thank you. Hello, Kelly girl. Hello, Carrie. How's it going? So a focus on, you know, the bag, making things work. We have the Hermit and the Ten of Wands. But the thing is, whoever this reading is for, you have done a really great job of focusing on those things, but you're getting to the point, or you've gotten to the point where it's like, okay, but like, now can I meet somebody who's like legit? Because I feel like I have done so much. I've come a very long way. I want to be able to enjoy this journey with somebody. Hey, Stephen, how are you doing? What else? Six of Wands, 10 of Cups in the reverse, and the 9 of Wands. Yeah, this is somebody who's basically saying, I've been focused on what I needed to in terms of being successful or feeling like I have some sense of accomplishment or independence. Six of Wands is absolutely representative of that. But there's something still missing. 10 of Cups is in the reverse. I don't necessarily feel like I have that relationship that I want, or I'm still waiting for that person who maybe I could be like partners in crime with, right? Ooh. Thank you for making it so easy for me to see who you are. Oh, find another channel, sweetie. Hello, Vegitata. Hello, Amanda. How are you doing? Hello, Andrea. Hello, Jess. How are you doing? Hello, Trishna. You did, Jess. So we've got the Ace of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Wands in the reverse. There's an important sense of wisdom and confidence. That's what this Ace of Swords is coming through for me as. That Hermit only confirms it, right? We've got a better understanding of who you are. It's easier for you to be authentic because you know who you are. And as a result, it's made it easier for you to focus on your work. You don't get distracted by people who might be interesting but aren't really working on themselves. But with the 3 of Wands in the reverse, there's something here that it's like, you know, there's something else that should be happening as well. Hello, Reckless Action. How are you doing? So you are somebody that has taken the path less traveled, and I'm I'm not saying you've always lived a life that, you know, flies in the face of convention or doesn't follow the life script, but there's something unusual or unconventional about some of your choices, and that could make it a little bit more difficult for you in terms of finding the one or the person that you feel like you could, you know, spend your life with or be in a serious relationship with. With the Seven of Cups in the reverse, maybe part of the struggle is you know exactly what you want. That means you're able to be selective, but it also means you don't really suffer fools lightly, right? Hello, gamer. How are you doing? Thank you, Andrea. Hello, Jim. How are you doing? Hanged Man and the Moon. The thing is, you... oh, I haven't thought about that in a while. I just saw the older gentleman, like the cowboy dude that everybody was afraid of in City Slickers. Older movie. If you haven't seen it, it is pretty charming. It's got Daniel Stern from Home Alone and Billy Crystal. I can't remember the other dude's name. But anyways, there's this older cowboy gentleman who says the secret to life is this. And there's like utter confusion. I want to know what you mean by that, but Billy Crystal never gets his answers, right? He has to like figure them out himself. I feel like this is somebody who is seeing things differently with regards to life because there is a greater or a deeper understanding of how to navigate things, how to prioritize what you need to prioritize, and most importantly, how to let go of people, places, or things that are no longer for you. Hello, RD Status. How are you doing? Please don't repeat messages like that. I will block you. Y'all are weird today. Hello, how's it going, Country Taco? Times 2. Right back to you. This is the Wild Reflections Tarot. Three of Swords in the reverse and Strength. So allow me to say I'm proud of you. This is very powerful energy. We've got the Three of Swords in the reverse, which means, yes, I've been through hardship. Yes, I've been through heartbreak, but I didn't let it stop me. I've been able to find healing, and you're a better person after having gone through those things. And you also were able to address some of the temptations or fears that may have prevented you from achieving the things that you wanted to, or pursuing what you wanted to, or even being in the relationships you wanted to. This is kind of like whack-a-mole, y'all. Bring it, baby. All right, we got Ace of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. The thing is, and I am going to say you should be very proud of yourself for this. If you go through loss, you still find a way to plant new seeds, start new chapter, rebuild after the loss, right? So with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, yes, there's been some changes to your plans or changes to your dreams, but you always find a way to rebuild, and that's why things are working in your favor. There's been something here, a loss that works out to your favor. Hello, Serna. How are you doing? I'm proud of you, Andrea. Well, it wasn't black magic that he said. Hello, how's it going, Jay? Hello, up front. Yeah, I think we all want that. I'll send you abundance. I want that for everyone on my channel. We've got Knight of Pentacles and Eight of Swords. Justice. You have taken a different path. You maybe had a little bit of a diversion, or maybe there's some construction. Maybe you had to carve out your own path in the woods. I don't know. But you were able to acknowledge that there was something here that had kept you stuck. You were able to release yourself from it. And that's why there's this pendulum swing towards the positive in your life. What else? We've got the Star in the reverse. And the Four of Wands. Oh, good. Another Hermit. In the same column, no less. So, Star in the reverse, Four of Wands is like that coming from nothing energy. You know, somebody who worked really diligently and was committed to a goal and came up from nothing, right? I guess you would say it's like the opposite of like a Nepo baby. But this is saying you had tough times that made you tough. And that's why you didn't give up. That's why you have this commitment to keeping it moving or not giving up. And that has served you very well, including when it required you to choose to do things differently or do things on your own. I'm really not on it for that. I have a cross up here. It is from a pew in the church that my grandparents went to. And just to make it very clear for everyone, I believe in God. I don't expect that everybody out there has to. But if people start to question my religion or my spirituality or imply that I have negative intent, I will block you. Because I work really hard every day because I care about you all and I want you all to do well. And if that's not like Christian enough for you, I don't know. That's weird. That's true. I agree, Jess. The tough times, I don't know, they can cause a lot of people to get stuck in difficult situations, but this is a pretty powerful pairing, just like the Strength card with the Three of Swords in the reverse. Yes, I feel a little bit like I'm on my own, or I'm trying to understand the wisdom of what's going on in my situation, but I want to make sure I don't get stuck. So we have somebody that continued to work on something, continue to write a book, continue to pursue their college education, continue to work 2 jobs. You know, there's some like go get 'em energy, you can't get me down, that is really paying off. So we've got Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, Page of Cups in the reverse, and the World in the reverse. So whatever you have invested in, it really gave back to you. It felt rewarding, or it feels rewarding. And there's some connection, be it friendship or romantic, maybe even family, that left you feeling like you were never good enough. That being able to throw yourself fully into this pursuit, this education, this work, working on yourself, maybe even for some of you, this is improving your nutrition or your fitness plan. It has been doing wonders for you because you feel like you're investing in the right thing. Hello, Shaylee. How are you doing? I will do personal questions again some other time, but this is a general reading. Hello, Rugged Faith. I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you like the cross up there. Rugged Faith, if you didn't know it, the tarot first appeared in, at least as far as we can tell, in the Italian papal court and was used in that papal court, just so you know. The art was based on the church. All right, so we've got Labyrinth, Siren, and Evil Queen. Sounds like a little fairy tale, but like probably like, was it Grimm Brothers? Among the confusion of the twisting turns and the endless chase, will I find myself in the heart of this maze? Trying to understand who they are, right? Hello, Sandra. How are you doing? Hello, Ron. I wish you luck with that. As enchanting as it is, the reflection in the water, it can lure you to depths where illusions falter. So the Siren card is saying that we've got somebody who's become a little bit disillusioned with some of the things that maybe initially seemed sparkly or beautiful or what you wanted. And I think that this is part of this Hanged Man card. This is a change in perspective, right? This is someone who's literally hanging upside down. So they would be able to do the Spider-Man kiss, right? Things look different upside down. So I do feel like we have somebody that has had to reframe their perspective or perhaps unlearn lessons that were taught to them by their family or their parents or their circumstances. And in particular, this Evil Queen seems to be that influence that may have taught you to be a little bit jaded or prioritize the wrong things. In many cases, I feel like the Evil Queen is referencing somebody who taught materialism or you can't trust anybody that you love. The only thing that really matters is how much money you got in the bank, that kind of thing. Hey Dana, how are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Page of Swords and the Two of Wands. Seven of Rings and the reverse. Again, we just had that here. Why do I feel like you initially don't think this person is who they really are to you? It's like you meet someone and you're just kind of like dismissive, or maybe you're distracted by your work. Maybe you don't find them to be attractive in the conventional sense. There's something here where initially this fated person that you're going to meet, you're just kind of like nonchalant or like, meh, whatever. But with the Two of Wands, I feel like then there's a second encounter, a second time that you're able to chat, or another date that you go on, or maybe it's, 2 years later and then you meet each other again. But there's a second impression that is drastically different from the first kind of like mediocre impression, Oh, thank you, Carrie. The Hierophant and the reverse. So I don't feel like whoever I'm reading for, you are looking for a relationship. Again, you've been focused on the business, the monies, the financial security, the independence, right? But with the Ace of Pentacles and the reverse, you're starting to wonder if maybe what you need to do is make sure that you have a little bit more balance in your life, and this person may come across to you after the second time as somebody that you would be willing to, give some time to. There's good memories here. If you don't have them already, you're about to make them. And the Star. This is somebody who is a little bit weird sciencey. What I mean by that is you could have practically dreamed them into existence, right? You're having good times with them. You're feeling comfortable. You're feeling good about investing in this connection with them. And I do feel like it goes to a better place than you expected. Maybe you're just a little bit jaded. Maybe you just try not to hang your hopes too high, but this is somebody that makes you believe that things happen in the right time and you were able to achieve something that you needed to before you met somebody that is putting the stars in your eyes, right? Hey, Johnny, how are you doing? Hello, Enfrance, how are you? Hello, Laura. Hello, Renee. How are you doing? Thank you, Johnny. Hello, Ellen. So Johnny, you've taught me that there's 3 dots that let you like the video. I don't even have 3 dots. Is that just because I can't like my own video? So from the situation stack, we've got the hamster wheel card. And this is suggesting that it may have taken a little bit longer than you expected to get out of some financial hardship. It could be pertaining to the fact that you had relationships, friendships, or even some sense of obligation to a family member that made it difficult for you to actually keep the money that you earned or be able to spend the money the way you wanted to see it spent. But this is coming to a close because you've changed your behavior or you have moved away from some people that were not a very good influence. Oh, thank you, Soljanica. I hope I didn't say your name wrong. Thank you, Ellen. I appreciate that. Thank you, Renee. So look, we've got the Tragedy Forbidden Love card, but it's in the reverse. Sometimes we have to remind ourselves to keep a positive mindset. It can be a challenge to avoid feeling beleaguered or stressed out. How many times do I have to get my hopes up only to realize that that person is lying, or that person's wearing a mask, or that person's not really or not really single? This is, if you believe the good stuff, it happens. Yeah, I really do feel like this is because you've cut ties with somebody that was draining your energy or draining your bank account. Hello, Diamond. I do have a playlist on my channel, so you can look up specific readings for Capricorn. And I also just did an all signs reading, I want to say like maybe 5 days ago. So we've got grip, anchor, chains, weighed down. So here's the other challenge we have for you. When you are in hermit mode, you can do what you want, right? I don't have to check with you to see if you want to watch this movie. I don't have to see if you're into Mexican or Italian food tonight. I get just to pick whatever I want, right? There is some need to loosen up your perspective in terms of how your routine is going to be done, because you may be just a little bit too comfortable being the only person around, or the only person that uses the shower, or the only person that needs to eat food. So make space, make room for someone in your life, right? Hello, Pamela. How are you doing? Well, welcome, Diamond. Good. I'm glad, Andrea. So we've got denial, not facing the truth, irrational, love, and cleansing. So because you have walked away from these connections, likely in terms of romance, but it can be someone who influenced your perspective on romance, right? I approach love the way I do because I learned from the role models in my life, right? Parents, grandparents, maybe siblings, maybe teachers. But there is an acceptance now that what I thought was okay, or what I learned, I needed to change that perspective, and that's what's drawing in this love. I love that. So you've been able to heal, you've been able to start over or start fresh, or set up some boundaries. You're not letting other people dictate or influence this, and that's why this beautiful love is headed to you. All right, so this is the Fairy Lenormand. Vinci Tata is more so talking about like shower schedule, but like, yeah, that's fair. Hello, is it Hyam? How are you doing? So we've got key number 33. Wow. And the book, which talks about wisdom. But do you know what I really love about this? Can you all see on the book, there's a spot for a key. So this is like one of those little journals that you would be able to keep prying eyes away from. But this is somebody who has like the key to your heart. It's so cheesy, you guys. I might need some, I don't know, some guacamole and salsa and chips to go along with the queso. This is somebody who figures out or knows how to approach you. So very much like soulmate energy, someone who has gone through difficult things as well and had to learn some difficult lessons that enable them to understand what they're looking for as well. So I feel like you're going to take on this fox energy. This is about doing some reconnaissance, wanting to make sure before you dive in, right? What do I need to figure out about this person? Am I hearing the right intuitive messages? Is this somebody that I should allow into my sphere? Because you are feeling like it's fated. You are feeling like there is something really special about this connection. All right. This is the Angel Romance Angels Oracle. I always mix it up. Sorry, guys. It's one of the two. Ellen, I love that you said that. Let me just... Where are you? I also love foxes. You can't see him, but isn't he cute? So maybe that's a sign for somebody. Probably my favorite animal, to be honest. I love cats. Don't tell cats I said that. I mean, I do have cat tattoos, so I don't know if I can really say that, but yeah. Hello, Beauty with Nature. Hello, Shara, you? Oh, I'm so nervous I said that wrong. I'm sorry if I did. Hello, Upper Echelon. How's it going? Hello, Liz. What else do we have? So we've got trust. I love it. So when you feel this connection with somebody, when you are asking yourself if this feels real, if this person's being genuine and they are backing up what they say with their actions, their behavior, and their character, the universe is saying that's when you know that you can trust somebody. So make sure you're letting go of the control issues. That's what this is, right? For those of you that have been through trauma, first of all, I'm sending you a hug if that's what you like, or some sense of comfort. But this is sometimes a reaction to trauma, right? I'm going to lock everything down. Nobody gets in, nobody gets out. I'm not going to trust anybody ever again. But I know whoever this reading is for, in your heart of hearts, you want to be able to trust somebody and let them in, be able to view someone as a companion or, you know, best friend, that kind of thing. That's why the letting go of control issues is so important, because of course, if you've done nothing wrong and someone refuses to trust you, that doesn't really feel great, does it? I totally agree, Dana. Thank you, Liz. Yeah, I think that's part of what I like about cats. I take it as a compliment if a cat is like interested and like wants to say hello or lets me pet it. Whereas I think most people like that a dog will pretty much like let you pet it no matter what. Hello, hi, oh wait, I already said hi to you, didn't I? Sorry about that. So we also have past life relationship. Now, for some of you with the Fate card, this could literally mean that you have an instant connection with this person, and it could be because you have already encountered this person in a previous life. For others of you, this is saying you have broken a cycle that you have tried to break over multiple lives. I do feel like that's the more common or the more likely scenario. You have been stuck on the same type of energy, probably along the lines of giving more than you should or avoiding love altogether. But this is finally working out for you, where you let go of those control issues. You're not pursuing or letting yourself be pursued by someone who just wants to, generally this would be like controlling energy, or someone who might be unable to show or express love, right? Wants you to do everything for them. I agree, Andrea. Let's see, what else should we get? This is the Love Oracle. Exactly, upper echelon. Hello, Mr. Toms, what's going on? What else? Return, second chance, opportunity, making amends. So this feels like a connected card to the Two of Wands. Remember I said it's like the second impression is where you're like, oh, okay, I actually kind of like you. The first time you might be kind of like, I'm busy. No, it's a no for me. It's like, you got walls up, okay? But when they come back around, when you have a second conversation, maybe even if you go on a second date, even though the first date didn't wow you, this is like, oh, okay. Well, now I actually am really interested. It might surprise you a little bit, right? So we've got pride and chasing. You know I love you, but sometimes these readings are about things that we need to work on, right? And it could be very easy for me to say that you have dealt with people that have an issue with ego or pride, and you probably have, but there's something here about you being stubborn in terms of how you want to be pursued, or whether or not you would pursue someone yourself. Whether or not you should be the first one to send the text message after the date, that kind of thing. And I want you to do what feels authentic to you, first and foremost. But if you are feeling something and you want to express it, don't play cool. I'm not gonna go over there and be all desperate Dan, okay? Sorry if anyone's named Dan. I just really like alliteration, okay? But don't hold back, okay? Don't feel like you should play any games. You feel it, you say it. Because I do think that you're going to find the right moment, or this person's going to find the right moment, and there's either a temptation for you not to return the sentiment verbally, even though you do actually feel that way, or there's a temptation to not say something in a moment where you feel it, and that person's very in tune, and they can tell that you're pulling back. Do you know what I'm saying? If you go to the playlists, there are, at least there should be, there's a lot of different playlists, but there should be one that's just for Capricorn. Granted, those would be older videos because I do the all signs ones more frequently now than individual. Or Dapper Dan, right? Hello, Nawaji. How are you doing? Hello, Larry. So I feel around the same time, an appreciation or a realization that you are falling in love, or that this could be the relationship you've been looking for, right? But if you are showing resistance, if you pull back when you feel like what you really want to do is move closer, then this person is smart enough to pick up on that. Think about it, if you were to initiate a first kiss and you felt like the moment was right and they pulled back, and you felt like you'd picked up on clues from them, that's going to make them feel like they need to pull back, right? So be authentic in terms of the messages you're sending. None of that. The hot and cold? Nope. Carmen does not approve. Yeah. So interestingly, this card I flipped over in the reverse. This is saying you don't want this to end because you like this person. So don't send them messages, or don't, hold back in terms of your emotions, because this is not somebody who sticks around and tries to convince you to like them. If they feel like you don't like them, or if they feel like you're not feeling it, they're not going to try to convince you. They just respect your decision. You know what I mean? Yeah, no problem, Diamond. You're right, Laura. Upper echelon Dapper Dan was the tube of like hair wax or whatever that George Clooney's character used in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I'm a nerd. All right, this is the Edgar Allan Poe. Wait, nope, this is just called the Poe Tarot. Excuse me. No, they are timeless readings, Diamond. I would just make sure that the title calls you, like makes sense for you in some way. I know, it's so good. I remember initially feeling like I shouldn't like the soundtrack to Oh Brother, Where Art Thou because it's like bluegrass. I'm from Minnesota originally, and I couldn't help it. It's just charming. It pulls you in. Also, is it on that one? Oh, never mind. I'm just gonna stop talking about music. Sorry, guys. So we have the Six of Candles, which is the Six of Wands and very positive energy. This is about somebody who is interested in moving forward in a like genuine way, right? They're not trying to hide anything. This is somebody who will claim you, okay? I do feel like for some of you, you've dealt with people who were playing those kind of shifty games where they didn't really want other people to know that they were in a relationship, or they weren't really sure if they wanted to like be exclusive. This person's gonna be like, look what I caught. This person is phenomenal and I get to hang out with them. They are not like obnoxious or braggy about it, but they will claim you. Like with your permission, you know what I mean? But they're not going to be secretive like some of the people in your past have been. Yes. So we've got the Emperor. Once upon a midnight, oh my gosh, you guys, I didn't read this. You are rich, respected, admired, beloved. You are happy as once I was. I'm going to warn you, this is a good relationship, a happy union. But this person that you had to cut out, this negative influence, evil queen, wow, I didn't even put that together yet. Evil queen with the poison apple. Whoever this influence is, could be an ex, could be somebody in your family that influenced your perception of love. They're going to see you happy in this new relationship. They're going to be jealous. I mean, you don't really expect like positive emotions here, right? They're struggling because they don't heal. They're going to look at you and be like, that used to be me. Maybe. I don't know. Not getting a lot of happy vibes from that person. Okay, back to the Emperor, which I believe is your energy. Does not have to align with whatever gender, but this is about taking action and doing things that make you happy, not letting anything stand in your way, right? Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, o'er many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. You look to your past to make sure that you're making the right decisions for your future, but this Emperor card is saying you are challenging yourself when you meet this person who feels a lot like your dream partner to balance that appreciation for what you've been through with the hope and the faith that you have that things will go better for you in the future or well for you, right? Relationships don't have to repeat patterns. You're funny. So we've got Page of Quills, which is the Page of Swords. It will be found, in fact, that the ingenious are always fanciful, and the truly imaginative never otherwise than analytic. I don't know that I've pulled this card very often, y'all. This is like a kind of curious image, too. The thing is, I think there's a little bit of over analytical energy on your side or this person you're meeting or both of you. So we could have Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. But this is saying, yeah, we get it. You're smart. You see things a mile away. You know how to read people. But when you get a good reading, do you trust it? Do you take action? Or do you go, well, just give it a minute, maybe there's a little thing that's going to come in, and then we're going to find, gotcha, you're not good. No, maybe this person's actually pretty awesome. Just like you. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. I hope to see you on my next reading. Doodles.